Hey y'all. So we are live from our hotel room in Florida, and we are super excited because it's dream board time. I hope y'all have y'all supplies. I had to beg the front desk for scissors. We can see your feet, Corey, so as you're wiggling them, just want to keep it in line. He does like weird things with his toes. No, you can't. We know we don't want to see that. Cool, I'm so sick of him. Over him.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I was trying to turn Elmo off because y'all know y'all best friend right here.
Hi,
Harmony. She went away because they came back in the apartment. I already oh my god, she's so loud. Most of it's done, but I got more stuff for tonight to add on here.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got Melena here with me. Harmony, you are so loud.
Hey, baby.
I got Melena here with me. And she got her board too, because we were at, remember I told you we were at and they had a vision board party already. So we were there together, and that's what we did our board. Say hi, Tracy.
Okay.
I want y'all to know now I'm gonna be eating because I haven't had dinner yet.
Okay. Well, that's
with my food.
I'm excited. So they'll get to see your board as an example. So we're really happy about that, and you can, y'all can get some of y'all vision. Viewers already, so people are tuning in. So
okay, you're gonna have to take Elmo to another room because that's too much noise for me. Go over there. Thank you. Why does she have to ever discover Elmo? I didn't even hear you.
Oh, sorry.
She's stressing me out.
I'm so happy. Okay.
Look, I found at Walmart.
Huh?
Look, I found at Walmart.
They're thank you cards. They're green.
Yeah. When I saw them, I was like, yes, and they was on sale too. So I had to get them. So I'm writing out all my ones for my customers for the last 2 months because I forgot last month.
Okay. No,
and for my giveaway, and then I'm done.
Ones from Walmart. Like that's my goal in life. Inspire me.
I'm gonna mute because y'all hear.
Okay, somewhere. I can't see her yet. Okay. That's cool. I can't. Okay. So we are waiting for folks to get on. Hey y'all. Hey. Tonight, just an agenda so y'all know what we're doing and what's up, right? So of course we're doing. Oh, hey, there you are. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay, wait. I can't hear you now. It's so racist. Why is it so racist to us? There you are. Oh, hey, girl. So you have been printing stuff out all day, I heard, for your dream board, Quenisha, Kai, both.
Oh.
What do you have so far? Let me see what you printed out.
Let me see. I think this is. I have this for Ambassador Diamond.
Yes.
I have this picture that says pray. My dream house with a fire pit outside.
I got the red pillow is mine. It's mine.
And I have a hairstylist.
Okay. Would you have your own hairstylist?
Yes, and my own person to do my makeup every day.
an extra 50 so I could come?
Yeah.
You saw wig or something?
Then I have joined the VIP club.
What's happening?
Someone to clean my house because it's a mess and I hate folding clothes. So, take my family to Jamaica on a resort. Dash.
Yes.
A picture that says do small things with great love. So it's mostly about giving back.
Okay.
My dream car, G-Wagon.
G-Wagon.
A picture that says I told a few people who told a few people who told a few people, and before you knew it, I was able to retire my mom.
Stop. That's amazing.
My mom. A picture with coffee and a book because I want to read more and read the Bible more.
Okay.
A picture with the airplane because I like to travel. A picture with Tiana Taylor and her abs because it's the body I want.
She got them abs after having a baby yesterday. She was like, get out.
And a picture that says success, and then it has things going in a circle that say motivate, coach, inspire, teach, teamwork, vision, lead, and mentor.
Gotcha. So you thought out. I love this. I can't wait to see yours come together too, because y'all thought this out ahead of time. This is awesome.
Well, hers is like 20 times better than mine, so like I gotta go find some more stuff to jazz mine up because Kai just shut mine down. I thought I was doing something, and I'm not. So yeah.
We get to see yours too. You know, the thing about the dream board is people always laugh at mine because mine are usually painfully simple. So you know, don't start pooping on my board that I didn't even make yet. I ain't enough. Well, I have you guys, so I'm going to you know, let me do it right. So the agenda for today is going to be to announce the winner from last month's contest, December Dreaming. So I have that popping off. I have a new contest because everyone knows, y'all just be knowing. People just start posting their enrollments in the group. Like, I don't even have a hashtag for this yet, but I know it's coming. So it's coming. You're right. So I have that. We're going to get you guys launched off because some of you guys may have never made a vision board before. Some of you guys maybe don't know where to start with it. So I want to give you guys some ideas on where to start and what it looks like. So I have some things I'm going to share with you guys. Our movie nights tonight, so we're going to watch The Secret while you guys actually do your dream boards, because for me personally, for me to do tedious tasks, which this isn't one of them, but I want to teach you one of my skill sets for success, especially for this year. I need to always fill myself with positive, productive content. And people ask why I don't watch TV or get into a lot of movies. I only really focus my energy on what builds me and what grows me and what inspires me. So The Secret is going to really help to do two things. Help you guys get into the Tracy groove while I'm working. This is what I'm listening to. But also help to share some enlightenment and some awareness into what your thoughts mean and why what you're doing is so important. This is a fun activity we're going to do together. But if you do this with the right amount of intention, this board's going to change your life. So we're going to talk about that. And that's it. Number 5 is do the board. So let us begin, right? I would like to start with the contest stuff, just because why not? We'll get it out the way. So we did a December Dreaming contest, and that's because it kind of leads up into tonight, right? You guys got to focus through the month of December. The seeds you planted in December, you guys are probably already starting to see them come to life, even with inquiries. I remember starting my business in November of 2012. I talked to people all December, and my phone was ringing all January, and some people weren't ready to order yet. That's okay. I was just excited to see the progression. People were still reaching out to me, asking questions, and y'all have not even seen the boom yet. The inquiries are the start. It's like you can hear the footsteps, People are reaching out to us. They're asking questions. My inbox is full with people who want more info on the products. What's going to happen is when the money comes and people can do it, or they'll watch you long enough that they're confident enough to do this with you, woo, it gets real. So we're excited. So I want to congratulate everyone for participating in December Dreaming, staying focused through the holiday, really continuing to push. I have a winner, and the winner is, her name on Facebook is Miss Gorgeous Lady Travis. So congratulations. We're excited for you. I have to get your official name because that's your Facebook name, so eSweet won't help me with that at all. So inbox me, please, and let me know so we can work on getting you your prize. So, of course, it's always a new contest, right? It's always a new contest. So, welcome to January Jumpstart. Woo! I think making these hashtags are so fun. So, January Jumpstart is about jumpstarting your new year, really having intention and moving this year with purpose. You are no longer required to just exist. You have the option to form and cultivate this year the way that you want to see it, the way you see fit. So we're going to really focus with the dream boards tonight, moving forward, making sure we're jump-starting our new year to go in the direction that we want to go in. So whatever vacations, whatever money, whatever income, whatever accomplishments that you want to make this year, you will make them. And we're going to decide that today by jump-starting January. So this contest, and there'll be more details, I'll post it up, but the gist of this contest is most improved. I want you guys to only focus and tunnel vision on yourself. The only way you'll derail yourself this year is through comparison. Comparing what you're doing to other people, comparing your journey to other people, all of that, it throws me off track. You know, last year I really wanted to be ambassador, and I'm watching girls who I just knew I'd go ambassador before take my trophy. I was not happy, okay? So what I had to do even last year through now is just decide it doesn't matter. Their journey is their journey. I'm called to do what I'm called to do. My way of doing it is still right. You know, we get caught up because we're like, well, she went ambassador before me. Maybe I should change what I do. No. I was given a gift, and my gift is different than y'all's gift, and your gift is different than their gift, but we're still honestly equipped and ready for the job that we were given, so you will be just fine. So January Jumpstart is going to only compare you to yourself. The way that you can win this contest is to beat out your version of you in December. So I'll give you details on that, a little like mystery, right? But you are going to aim to be better than the you that you were last month. So that's a hint. I see Ashley popping in, so I'm excited. I'm excited about this Diamond Dream call. So she'll come on board, but got it. So let's get into dream board work, right? Let me actually, I have my phone right here. I have a new phone. So you have to, forgive me here, right? Let us open this up. Dream board stuff, I found it. So if you're wondering, again, why a vision board? Why a dream board? I prefer to say vision board, not dream board, because this isn't dreaming. This is actually talking and putting in the universe what you know will happen. So I do want you guys, so forgive me if I say dream board, vision board. So if you're not sure what should go on your vision board, which this is a, basically a, thing that goes into your future, this is you telling us exactly what you're going to accomplish. That's in so many words. So if you want to know what to add to your vision board, couple things. What is one thing about your business that makes you the most proud right now? So that can even go on your vision board. What are you most proud of? What gift do you have that you're most proud of? Is it the relationships that you build? Is it the people that you help? The friendships you make? That can go on your board. You know, what do you see your future self looking like? Accomplishing? Yourself going? How many kids do you want? What kind of wedding are you gonna have? You know, what kind of work are you going to do? What are you gonna give back? What are you gonna give back to? All of that's imperative. What do you want your kids to remember and thank you for as they get older? What vision do you have when your kids say, thank you, mommy, thank you, daddy, you did this for me? What does that look like according to your world? That should be on your board. What's the biggest dream you could possibly dream of, no matter how crazy it sounds? What's the one thing you're going to remind yourself of when you want to quit? That should definitely go on your board. There are things on my former dream board that remind me when I want to shell up and not go out of my comfort zone. What's going to push me to keep going even when I'm scared or nervous? What are you going to tell your teammates when they want to quit? So what's your phrase? What's your thing? What's going to keep your team engaged even when they get discouraged and they want to quit? What's something that you will remind yourself of when others tell you that you can't do it, when they tell you that your dreams are crazy? How are you encourage yourself when you hear no? How are you going to reward yourself when you do something really positive in your business? I struggle with this, right? Because I went presidential and I promised myself that I was going to get a Louis Vuitton purse. And I said, oh, no, that price tag is way, way, way too steep. And I did not allow myself to be good enough to do that. So Corey actually bought me for Christmas a Louis Vuitton wallet to encourage me to move forward. And when I go ambassador to get my purse. So y'all hold me to this. I'm so cheap. So that's a goal. When I get to ambassador, I have to give myself this reward to say I did it and I deserve it and it's not too much for me. It's just right for me. And the other things I want you guys to add to your board is, 5 daily affirmations. You are enough. You are strong. You are smart. You are important. You are purposeful. Whatever it is that you struggle with, I want that on your board. And that's going to be where we start. So as you're looking through your magazines, these are the things that you want to pop out at you. And I have an exercise for you guys as we wrap up. So that's our beginning. But I have a wrap-up exercise, too. So, cool. We have some ideas already you guys got from our diamonds. They showed you guys their board. So I'm excited for them to share their vision as it comes together and how everything comes to be. For you guys out there tonight, please tag me in your vision boards as you're making them. So if you want me to feature your board on our live thing, I'm going to share my Facebook page occasionally if I see like some really cool stuff. So tag me, hashtag January Jumpstart, and give me a picture of your vision board as you're making it. Like help interact with us as you're making it. You're part of our virtual party. So we're going to get to business. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like to make a vision board. Okay, hold on 1 second. Oh, nothing different magazine. And probably some candy. Definitely candy. So I had my magazines here. These girls may have already went and got printed stuff out, and that's like so fancy, and I'm so old school, right? It's upside down. Yeah. So I have my magazines here. I actually, you guys know I'm a psychologist, right? That's my former career, my major. So I had to get the Psychology Today magazine because I'm actually going to read this too. But just things that stood up to me about the cover. You know, I said, well, I just want this magazine, so I got it. I want to get slim, so I looked at the cover. I'm going to cut this out. It's going to go on my board. I want to tell myself things that I'm going to do, not maybe or kind of. I'm going to get slim. So that's a goal. I want to learn how to save thousands. So this is going to go on my board. We are driven in 2016 to learn how to invest our assets and to really be adults, I guess. So that's a big goal of ours. So whatever you guys, let the words, the pictures stand out to you. This fabulous lip stuff she got on. Like, you see this? Here, wait. That's a dream. So whatever stands out to you guys, please include that on your board. If it's images that stand out, like if you want to get fit with your boo, you know, it's an image that you put on your board. Just things that stand out. Let your images speak to you. And that's why I love the magazines, because I don't always know what I want. Most of us don't. So when I shop through magazines, it speaks to me. It reminds me. It subconsciously says, this is what my heart desires, and I want to get that on my board. Okay, So is that good? So we got that. I'm gonna get Corey helping me with the Netflix thing. Please hashtag me and tag my name, so Patrice Garrison, as you guys are making your dream board so I can feature them. We're going to do that after the secret. I'm going to share the boards that you guys tag me in, and we can talk about that. So, and if you're free, we can even call you through Google Hangout and interview you. So it just depends on how deep you want us going to be tonight. You know, I'm down for whatever. But yeah, I'm excited. So I got my board somewhere, and can you help me, Mr. Garrison, to turn Netflix on? Yeah, and I'm gonna get the board.
You're so short.
You say hi?
Oh, no, I didn't, but hey. I want everyone to tell me hi, and I want Ashley to tell me hi. There you go, Glenn. All right, let me get you.
She didn't say hi to me.
She doesn't like you.
Okay.
I got pistachios.
You like how I do that, right?
Ashley, you should know how many times a day Corey makes that noise to imitate you.
I don't even know where my glue stick is. I don't want to use tape.
Picked out the right rocks.
I got leopard tape. No.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, y'all, we want to switch to.
Oh, it's already playing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I couldn't believe all the people who knew this. They were the greatest people in history. Why doesn't anyone know this? All I wanted to do was share the secret with the world. I began searching for people alive today who know the secret. One by one, they began to emerge.
You know, this secret gives you everything you want. Happiness, health, and wealth. You can have, do, or be anything you want. We can have whatever it is that we choose. I don't care how big it is. What kind of a house do you want to live in?
Do you want to be a millionaire?
What kind of a business do you want to have?
Do you want more success?
What do you really want? I've seen many miracles take place in people's lives. Financial miracles, miracles of physical healing in relationships. All of this happens because of how to apply the secret. This is the great secret for you. You've probably been sitting there wondering, what is the secret? I'll tell you how I have come to understand. We all work with one infinite power. We all guide ourselves by exactly the same laws. The natural laws of the universe are so precise that we don't even have any difficulty building spaceships. We can send people to the moon, and we can time the landing with the precision of a fraction of a second. I don't care if you're in India, if you're in Australia, New Zealand, Stockholm, or London, or Toronto, or Montreal, or New York. We're all working with one power, one law. It's attraction. The secret is the law of attraction. Everything that's coming into your life, you are attracting into your life. And it's attracted to you by virtue of the images you're holding in your mind. It's what you're thinking. You see, whatever is going on in your mind, you are attracting to you. Now, wise people have always known that. You can go right back to the ancient Babylonians. They've always known this. It's a small select group of people. Why do you think that 1% of the population earns around 96% of all the money that's being earned? Do you think that's an accident? It's no accident. It's designed that way. They understand something. They understand the secret. And you are being introduced to the secret.
The simplest way for me to look at the law of attraction is if I think of myself as a magnet, and I know that a magnet will attract to it.
Very basically put, the law of attraction says that like attracts like. But we're really talking at a level of thought.
Our job as humans is to hold on to the thoughts of what we want, make it absolutely clear in our minds what we want. And from that, we start to invoke one of the greatest laws in the universe, and that's the law of attraction. You become what you think about most, but you also attract what you think about most.
If you see it in here, you're going to hold it here.
And that principle can be summed up in 3 simple words. Thoughts become things.
What most people don't understand is a thought has a frequency. Every thought has a frequency. We can measure a thought. And so if you're thinking that thought over and over and over again, or if you're imagining in your mind, okay, having that brand new car, having the money that you need, building that company, finding your soulmate, if you imagine what that looks like, you're emitting that frequency on a consistent basis.
Thoughts are sending out that magnetic signal that is drawing the parallel back to you.
See yourself living in abundance, and you will attract it. It always works. It works every time with every person.
Here's the problem. Most people are thinking about what they don't want, and they're wondering why it shows up over and over and over again.
The law of attraction doesn't care whether you perceive something to be good or bad, or whether you don't want it or whether you do want it. It's responding to your thoughts. So if you're sitting there looking at a mountain of debt, feeling terrible about it, that's the signal you're putting out to the universe. Wow, I feel really bad because of all this debt I've got. You're just affirming it to yourself. You feel it on every level of your being. That's what you're going to get more of.
The law of attraction is really obedience. When you think of the things that you want and you focus on it with all of your intention, the law of attraction will give you what you want every time. When you focus on the things that you don't want, I don't want to be late, I don't want to be late, you really are calling that into existence. The law of attraction doesn't hear that you don't want it, and so it's going to show up over and over and over again. The law of attraction is not biased to wants or don't want. It manifests the things that you think about.
The law of attraction is always working. Whether you believe it or understand it or not, it's always working.
It's working as much as you're thinking. Anytime your thoughts are flowing, the law of attraction is operational. When you're thinking about the past, present, or the future, the law of attraction is working. It's an ongoing process. You don't press pause, you don't press stop. It is forever in action, as your thoughts are.
Creation is always happening. Every time an individual has a thought or a prolonged, chronic way of thinking, they're in the creation process. Something is going to manifest out of those thoughts.
Law of attraction says we'll give you whatever it is you say and focus on. So if you're complaining about how bad it is, what you're creating is more of how bad it is.
Oh, look! I got that!
I had a student named Robert. Robert was a gay man, and he was taking an online course I have, part of which entails email access to me. And he outlined all of the grim realities of his life. In his job, all the people ganged up on him. And it was constantly stressful because of how nasty they were with him. When he walked down the street, he said every block he was accosted by homophobic people who wanted to abuse him in some way. He was wanting to become a stand-up comedian. And when he went out and did a stand-up comedy job, everybody heckled him about being gay. And his whole life was one of a lot of unhappiness and misery, and it all focused around this idea of being attacked because he was gay. I began to teach him that he was focusing on what he did not want. I had directed him back to his email that he sent me and said, read it again. Look at all the things you do not want that you're telling me about. And I can tell you're very passionate about this. When you focus on something with a lot of passion, it makes it happen even faster. And then he really started taking this thing about focusing on what you want to heart. And he began really trying. What happened within the next 6 to 8 weeks was absolutely a miracle. He said that all the people in his office that had been harassing him either transferred to another department, quit working at the company, or started totally leaving him alone, and he began to love his job. He noticed that when he was walking down the street that nobody came up to him and harassed him anymore. They just weren't there.
I'm a very, very gay man.
When he went and did his stand-up comedy routines, he started getting standing ovations, and nobody was heckling him. His whole life changed because he changed from focusing on what he did not want, what he was afraid of, what he wanted to avoid, to focusing on what he did want.
So we may be very positive in our outlook and orientation. We tend to attract positive people and positive events and circumstances. We may be very negative in our orientation or very angry, in which case we tend to attract negative, angry people and negative, angry circumstances.
And so you end up attracting to you the predominant thoughts that you're holding in your awareness, whether those thoughts are conscious or whether they're unconscious. That's the rub.
If you look very carefully, when it comes to the secret, the power of our mind, the power of our intention in our daily lives, it's all around us. All we got to do is open our eyes and look.
You can see law of attraction everywhere. You draw everything to yourself. The people, the job, the circumstances, the health, the wealth, the debt, the joy, the car that you drive, the community that you're in, and you've drawn them onto you like a magnet. What you think about, you bring about. Your life is a physical manifestation of the thoughts that go on in your head.
I mean, I'm not talking to you from the point of view of just wishful thinking or imaginary craziness. I'm talking to you from a deeper, basic understanding. Quantum physics really begins to point to this discovery. It says that you can't have a universe without mind entering into it. That the mind is actually shaping the very thing that is being perceived.
Now, if you don't understand it, doesn't mean you should reject it. You don't understand electricity, probably. First of all, no one even knows what electricity is, and yet you enjoy the benefits of it. Do you know how it works? I don't know how it works, but I do know this, that you can cook a man's dinner with electricity, and you can also cook the man.
People oftentimes, when they begin to understand the great secret, become frightened of all of these negative thoughts that they have. Two things they need to be aware of. One, it has been proven now scientifically that an affirmative thought is hundreds of times more powerful than a negative thought. So that eliminates a degree of worry right there.
And the second thing is that thank God there's a time delay that all of your thoughts don't come true instantly. We'd be in trouble if they did. The time delay serves you. It allows you to reassess, think about what you want, and make a new choice.
So you want to become aware of your thoughts, you want to choose your thoughts carefully, and you want to have fun with this because you are the masterpiece of your own life. You are the Michelangelo of your own life. The David that you are sculpting is you, and you do it with your thoughts.
The leaders in the past who had the secret wanted to keep the power and not share the power. So they kept people ignorant of the secret. People went to work, they did their job, they came home. They were on a treadmill with no power because the secret was kept in the few.
We live in a universe in which there are laws. Just as there's a law of gravity, if you fall off a building, it doesn't matter whether you're a good person or a bad person, you're going to hit the ground.
Everything that's around you right now in your life, including the things you're complaining about, you've attracted. Now, I know at first blush that's going to be something that you hate to hear. You're going to immediately say, I didn't attract the car accident. I didn't attract this particular client. I didn't particularly attract the debt. I didn't attract whatever it happens to be that you're complaining about. And I'm here to be a little bit in your face and to say, yes, you did attract it. And this is one of the hardest concepts to get. But once you've accepted it, it's life transforming. This is part of the overall giant secret here.
And most of us attract by default. We just think that we don't have any control over it. Our thoughts are on autopilot, our feelings are on autopilot, and so everything is just brought to us by default.
Now, if this is your first time to hear this, it may feel like, oh, I have to now monitor my thoughts. This is going to be a lot of work. It will seem like that at first, but that's where the fun begins.
It's impossible to monitor every thought we have. Researchers tell us that we have about 60,000 thoughts a day. Can you imagine how exhausted you feel trying to control all of those thoughts? Fortunately, there's an easier way, and it's our feelings. Our feelings let us know what it is that we're thinking.
So your thoughts cause your feelings.
The emotions are this incredible gift that we have to let us know what we're attracting.
Think about it. You have good feelings and you have bad feelings. And you know the difference between the two because one makes you feel good and the other makes you feel bad. It's the depression, it's the guilt, it's the resentment, the anger. It's those feelings. They don't make you feel empowered. Those are bad.
On another level, it's called bad frequency or bad vibes or whatever you want to call it.
The flip side to that is that you have good emotions, good feelings. And you know when they come because they make you feel good. Excitement, joy, gratitude, love. Imagine if we can feel that way every day. When you celebrate the good feelings, you'll draw to you more good feelings and things that make you feel good.
So it's really so simple. It's right there. The answer is, what am I attracting right now? How do you feel? I feel good. Well, good. Keep doing that.
Our feelings are a feedback mechanism to us about whether we're on track or not, whether we're on course or off course.
If you're feeling good, then you're creating a future that's on track with what you're desiring. If you're feeling bad, you're creating a future that's off track with your desires. As you go about your day, the law of attraction is working in every second. Everything we think, everything we're feeling is creating our future. If you're worried, if you're in fear, then that's bringing more of that into your life throughout the day. Whatever you're thinking and feeling today is creating your future.
And you're getting exactly what you're feeling about, not so much what you're thinking about. That's why people, if they stub their toe out of bed, they tend to spiral. The whole day goes like that, you know. They have no clue that a simple shifting of their emotions can change their entire day and life. If you start out having a good day and you're in that particular happy feeling, as long as you don't allow something to change your mood, you're going to continue to attract, by the law of attraction, more situations, circumstances, people that sustain that happy feeling. Good days, bad days, rich get richer, poor get poorer. It's all about what these people are predominantly and continually feeling.
You can begin right now to feel healthy. You can begin to feel prosperous. You can begin to feel the love that's surrounding you, even if it's not there. And what will happen is the universe will correspond to the nature of your soul. The universe will correspond to the nature of that inner feeling and manifest, because that's the way you feel.
Your thoughts and your feelings create your life. It'll always be that way. Guaranteed.
So basically what you focus on with thought and feeling is what you attract into your experience, whether or not it's something you want.
It's hard to swallow. But when we can begin to open ourselves up to that, the ramifications are awesome. It means that whatever thought has done in your life, it can be undone through a shift in your awareness.
It's really important that you feel good, because this feeling good is what goes out as a signal into the universe and starts to attract more of itself to you. So the more you can feel good, the more you will attract the things that help you feel good and it'll keep bringing you up higher and higher.
When you're feeling down, do you know that you can change it like that? Put on a beautiful piece of music. Start singing. That'll change your emotion. Or think of something beautiful. Think of a baby. Maybe one you love. And dwell on it. Really keep that thought in your mind. Block everything out of that thought. I guarantee you'll start to feel good.
This principle applies to your family pet, for instance, which I believe are wonderful because they put you in a great emotional state. When you feel love for your pet, that's a great state of love that's going to bring goodness into your life. What a gift that is.
Once you begin to understand and truly master your thoughts and feelings, that's when you see how you create your own reality. That's where your freedom is. That's where all your power is. That's when you see how you can become a deliberate creator of your life. And when you are a deliberate creator of your life and you use this law of attraction, you will have a life that is beyond what you can possibly imagine right now.
Since I learned the secret and started applying it to my life has truly become magical. I think the kind of life that everybody dreams of, and I live on a day-to-day basis. I live in a $4.5 million mansion. I have a wife to die for. I get to vacation in all the fabulous spots of the world. I've climbed mountains, I've explored, I've been on safari. And all of this happened and continues to happen because of knowing how to apply the secret.
Life can be absolutely phenomenal, and it should be, and it will be, when you start using the secret.
Yes, precious pure. It takes its
Well, a lot of people ask me what their job is in the creative process and what the job of the universe is. So let's look at that for a moment.
Let's use this metaphor. If you think about Aladdin and his lamp, you've probably heard of that one. I mean, Aladdin picks up the lamp, he dusts it off, and out pops the genie. The genie always says one thing.
Your wish is my command.
If you trace the story back to its origins, you know, we now think that there's 3 wishes, but if you trace the story back to its origins, there's absolutely no limit whatsoever to the wishes. Think about that one. Now, let's take this metaphor and blow it out and apply it to you in your life. Remember, Aladdin is the one who always asks for what he wants. Then you've got the universe at large, which is this grand genie, and traditions, you know, have called it so many different things. Your holy guardian angel, your higher self. I mean, we could put any label on it, and you choose the one that works best for you. but every tradition has told us there's something bigger than us. And the genie always says one thing.
Your wish is my command.
There is a creative process, a 3-step process, and it's been around for 2,000 years. The first step is to ask. You make a command to the universe. Let the universe know what you want. The universe responds to your thoughts.
What do you really want? Sit down and write it out on a piece of paper. Write it in the present tense. You might begin by writing, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then explain how you want your life to be in every area.
And this is really fun. This is like having the universe as your catalog, and you flip through it and you go, well, I'd like to have this experience, and I'd like to have that product, and I'd like to have a person like that. It is you just placing your order with the universe. It's really that easy.
Step 2 is believe. Believe that it's already yours. Have what I love to call unwavering faith, believing in the unseen.
Your wish is my command.
And the universe will start to rearrange itself to make it happen for you.
Most of us have never allowed ourselves to want what we truly want because we can't see how it's going to manifest.
If you do just a little research, it is going to become evident to you that anyone that ever accomplished anything did not know how they were going to do it. They only knew they were going to do it.
You don't need to know how it's going to come about. You don't need to know how the universe will rearrange itself.
You don't know how. It'll be shown to you. You will attract the way.
Most of the time when we don't see the things that we've requested, we get frustrated, we get disappointed, and we begin to become doubtful. The doubt brings about a feeling of disappointment. Recognize that feeling and replace it with a feeling of unwavering faith. I know, like I know, like I know that it's on its way. Step 3, and the final step in the process, is to receive. Begin to feel wonderful about it. Feel the way you will feel once it arrives. Feel it now.
And in this process, it's important to feel good, to be happy, because when you're feeling good, you're putting yourself in the frequency of what it is that you're wanting.
This is a feeling universe. So if you just intellectually believe something, but you have no corresponding feeling underneath that, you don't necessarily have enough power to manifest what you want in your life. You have to feel it.
And when you turn that fantasy into a fact, you're in the position to build bigger and better fantasies. And that, my friend, is the creative process.
So the law of attraction, the study and practice of the law of attraction is just figuring out what will help you generate the feelings of having it now. Go test drive that car. Go shop for that home. Get in the house. Do whatever you have to do to generate the feelings of having it now and remember them. Whatever you can do to do that will help you to literally attract it. It could be you wake up and it's just there, it's manifest. Or you might get some inspired idea of some action to take. You certainly shouldn't be going, well, I could do it this way, but man, I would hate that, because you're not on the right track if that's the case. Action will sometimes be required, but if you're really doing it in line with what the universe is trying to deliver, it's going to feel joyous, you're going to feel so alive, time will just stop, you could do it all day.
The universe likes speed. Don't delay, don't second guess, don't doubt. When the opportunity's there, when the impulse is there, when the intuitive nudge from within is there, act. That's your job. And that's all you have to do.
You will attract
everything that you require. If it's money you need, you'll attract it. If it's people you need, you'll attract it. If it's a certain book you need, you'll attract it. You've got to pay attention to what you're attracted to. Because as you hold images of what you want, you're going to be attracted to things, and they're going to be attracted to you. But it literally moves into physical reality with and through you. And it does that by law.
You can start with nothing. And out of nothing, and out of no way, a way will be made.
Think of this, a car driving through the night, the headlights only go 100 to 200 feet forward, and you can make it all the way from California to New York, driving through the dark, because all you have to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life tends to unfold before us. And if we just trust that the next 200 feet will unfold after that, the next 200 feet will unfold after that, your life will keep unfolding, and it will eventually get you to the destination of whatever it is you truly want, because you want it.
Well, another thing people wonder about is how long is this going to take? How long will it take to manifest the car, the relationship, the money, whatever it happens to be? Well, I don't have any rule book that says it's going to take you 30 minutes or 3 days or 30 days. I think it's more a matter of you being in alignment with the universe itself.
Size it's nothing to the universe. It is no more difficult to attract on a scientific level something that we consider huge to something that we consider infinitesimally small. The universe does everything it does with zero effort. Grass doesn't strain to grow. It's effortless. It's just this great design. It's all about what's going on up here. It's about what we put in place, saying this is big, it's going to take some time. This is small, oh, I'll give it an hour. You know, those are our rules that we define. There are no rules according to the universe. You provide the feelings of having it now, it will respond. Some people have an easier time with little things, and so we sometimes say, well, start with something small, like a cup of coffee. Make it your intention to attract a cup of coffee today.
Hold an image of talking to an old friend that you haven't seen for a long time. Somehow or another, somebody's going to start talking to you about that person. That person's going to phone you, or you'll get a letter from them.
People are amazed how that I line up car parks, and I've done this right from when I first understood the secret. I would visualize a car space exactly where I want it. In 95% of the time, it would be there for me, and I just pull straight in. 5% of the time, I have to wait just a minute or two, and the person would pull out, and I pull in. So I do that all the time.
A lot of people feel stuck or in prison or confined by their current circumstances. And I'm trying to point out that whatever your circumstances right now, that is only your current reality. And current reality will begin to change as a result of watching this and beginning to use the secret.
When you want to change the circumstances, you must first change your thinking. Every time you look inside your mail expecting to see a bill, guess what? It'll be there. Each day you go out dreading the bill. You're never expecting anything great. You're thinking about debt. You're expecting debt. So debt must show up so you won't think you're crazy. And every day you confirm your thought. Is debt going to be there? Yes, debt's there. Is debt going to be there? Yes, debt's there. Why? Because you expected debt to be there. So it showed up because the law of attraction is always being obedient to your thoughts. Do yourself a favor. Expect a check.
Most people look at their current state of affairs and they say, this is who I am. That's not who you are. That's who you were. You see, if you look at your current state of affairs right now, let's say, for instance, that you don't have a lot of money in your bank account, or you don't have the relationship that you want, or your health and fitness isn't up to par. That's not who you are. That's the residual outcome of your past thoughts and actions. So we're constantly living in this residual, if you will, of the thoughts and the actions we've taken in the past. When you look at your current state of affairs and define yourself by that, then you doom yourself to have nothing more than the same in the future.
Is the result of what has evolved. Okay, what can you do right now to begin to turn your life around? I'll tell you 2 or 3 things. Start making a list of things to be grateful for.
start with that, because this shifts your energy. It starts to shift your thinking. Where before this exercise, you might be focusing on what you don't have, and you might be focusing on your complaints, and you might be focusing on whatever the problems are. When you do this exercise, you start to go in a different direction. You start to be grateful for all the things that you feel good about.
Gratitude is absolutely the way to bring more into your life.
Every man knows that when his wife's appreciating him for the little things he does, what does he want to do? He wants to do more. It's always about appreciation. It pulls things in. It attracts support.
I've said for many years that whatever we think about and think about, we bring about.
Because that's that feeling that you have to have, you know. And so for me, it's been such a powerful exercise every morning to get up and say thank you. Every morning when I feed it before, thank you. And then I start running through what I'm grateful for as I'm going to brush my teeth and do the things I do in the morning. And I'm not just thinking about them and doing some rote routine, but I'm putting it out there and I'm feeling the feelings of gratitude.
Because as soon as you start to feel differently about what you already have, you will start to attract more of the good things, more of the things you can be grateful for. Because you can look around and say, well, look, I don't have the car I want. I don't have the house I want. I don't have the health I want. I don't have the spouse I want. Well, back up, back up. Those are all the things you don't want. Focus on what you already have that you're grateful for. And it might be you have the eyes to watch this. It might be the clothes that you have. Yes, you might prefer something else, and you might get something else pretty soon if you start feeling grateful for what you have.
I think everybody goes through times when they say, oh man, things aren't working right, or things are going bad. And there were some things going on in my family, and I found a rock. I was just sitting here holding this rock. You might see me carrying around. I found a rock. I stuck it in my pocket. And I said, you know what? Every time I touch this rock, I'm going to think of something that I'm grateful for. And so every morning when I get up in the morning, I pick it up off the dresser, I put it in my pocket, and I go through the things that I'm grateful for. At night, what do? You empty your pocket, and there it is again. And I've had some different experiences with that. I've had some amazing experiences. I had a guy from South Africa, and every time he saw me drop, he said, what is that? Well, what's that? I explained it to him, so he started calling it a gratitude rock.
Gratitude rock.
2 weeks later, I got an email from him from South Africa. He said, my son is dying from a rare disease, it's a type of hepatitis. He said, would you send me 3 gratitude rocks? No, they're just rocks I found off the street, you know? So I said, sure. I had to make sure that the rocks were very special. So I went out to the stream, looked, picked out the right rocks, and sent them off to him. 4 or 5 months later, I get an email from him. He said, my son's better. He's doing terrific. And he said, but you need to know something. He says, we've sold over 1,000 rocks at $10 a piece as gratitude rocks, and we've raised all this money for charity. Thank you very much. And so it's very important to be in an attitude of gratitude, as I call it.
Another thing that I would suggest that you do right now to turn your life around, and this is so huge that I can't find the words to describe just how powerful this can be for you.
I took the visualization process from the Apollo program and instituted it during the 1980s and 90s into the Olympic program. And it was called visual motor rehearsal. When you visualize, then you materialize. And the interesting thing about the mind is we took Olympic athletes and then hooked them up to sophisticated biofeedback equipment and had them run their event only in their mind. Incredibly, the same muscles fired in the same sequence when they were running the race in their mind as when they were running it on the track. How could this be? Because the mind can't distinguish whether you're really doing it or whether it's just a practice. I think if you've been there in the mind, you'll go there in the body.
When you're visualizing, when you've got that picture playing out in your mind, always and only dwell upon the end result. Here's an example. Look at the back of your hands right now.
Really, look at the back of your hands, the color of your skin, the freckles, the blood vessels, the rings, the fingernails, the fake fingernails. Take in all those details right before you close your eyes. And then see those hands, your fingers, wrapping around the steering wheel of your brand new car.
This is such a holographic experience, so real in this moment, that you don't even feel like you need the car because it feels like you already have it.
It's the feeling that really creates the attraction, not just the picture or the thought. And I think for a lot of people, they think, well, if I think positive thoughts, or if I visualize having what I want, that'll be enough. But if you're doing that and still not feeling abundant or feeling, loving and joyful, then it doesn't, from my mind, really create the power of the attraction.
This is where the secret actually moves into action.
You put yourself in the feeling place of really being in that car, not, oh, I wish I could get that car, or someday I'll have that car, because that's a very definite feeling associated with that. It's not in the now, it's not, it's in the future. If you stay in that feeling, it will always be in the future. Feel the joy, feel the happiness, no matter how silly it seems in that dark and quiet room, and you're going, woohoo, do it. A lot of people will say, come on, do I have to do that? How bad do you want change?
Now that feeling and that inner seeing will begin to be an open doorway through which the power of the universe will begin to express.
Our job is not to figure out the how. The how will show up out of the commitment and the belief in the what.
The hows are the domain of the universe. It always knows the shortest, quickest, fastest, most harmonious way between you and your dream.
If you turn it over to the universe, you will be surprised and dazzled by what is delivered to you. This is where magic and miracles happen. Well, I would say you want to do this virtually daily, but my disclaimer is this should never be a chore. What's really bottom line importance here to the whole secret is feeling good. You want to feel exhilarated by this whole process. You want to be high, happy, in tune as much as possible.
The only difference between people who live in this way, who live in the magic of life, and those who don't, is that the people who live in the magic of life have habituated ways of being. They've made a habit of using the law of attraction, and magic happens with them wherever they go. Because they remember to use it. They use it all the time, not just as a one-time event.
People hold that for a while, and they're really a champion at it. And they say, you know what, I'm fired up. I saw this program, and I'm going to change my life. And yet, results aren't showing, and beneath the surface, it's just about ready to break through. And someone will look at the surface results and go, this stuff doesn't work. And you know what? The universe says, your wish is my command. And it goes down.
Knowing the law of attraction, I wanted to really put it to use to see if it was, what would happen. And in 1995, I started to create something called a vision board, where I take something that I would want to achieve, or something that I want to attract, like a car or a watch or the soulmate of my dreams, and I put a picture of what I wanted up on this board called the vision board. And every day I would sit in my office, and I would look up at this board, and I would start to visualize and really get into the state of having already acquired it. I was getting ready to move as we put all the furniture, all the boxes put into storage. And I made 3 different moves over a period of 5 years. And then I ended up in California and bought this house, renovated it for a year, and then had all the stuff brought from my former home 5 years earlier. One morning, at 7:30 in the morning, my son comes into my office, and one of the boxes that was sealed for 5 years was right at the doorstep. And my son, Keenan, was sitting on the box, banging away at the box. And I said, sweetheart, will you please stop me? I'm doing some work here. And he says,
what's in the boxes, Daddy?
And I said, well, honey, those are my vision boards.
What's a vision board?
I said, well, it's where I put all my goals up. I cut them out and I put all my goals up as something that I want to achieve in my life. And of course, at 5.5 years old, he didn't understand it. So I said, sweetie, let me just show you, because that'll be the easiest way to do it. And so I cut the box open, And when I pulled up the vision boards, there was a picture on there of a home that I was visualizing 5 years earlier. And what was shocking to me was we were living in that house, not a house like it. I bought my dream home, renovated it, and didn't even know it. But I looked at that house, I started to cry because I was just blown away.
Why are you crying?
Honey, I finally understand how the law of attraction works. I finally understand the power of visualization. I finally understand everything that I've read, everything that I've worked with my whole life, and the way I've built companies. It worked for my home as well. And I bought our dream home and didn't even know it.
Decide what you want. Believe you can have it. Believe you deserve it. Believe it's possible for you. And then close your eyes every day for several minutes and visualize having what you already want and feeling the feelings of already having it. Come out of that and focus on what you're grateful for already. And really enjoy it. Okay? And then go into your day and release it to the universe and trust that the universe will figure out how to manifest it. No, The Secret was definitely a real transformation for me because I grew up in a family where my dad was very negative, thought that rich people were people that had ripped everyone off, thought that anyone who had money, must have deceived somebody. And so I grew up with a lot of beliefs about money, that if you had it, it made you bad. Only evil people have money. And, money doesn't grow on trees. That was a big one. Who do you think I am, Rockefeller? That was one of his favorite phrases. So I grew up truly believing that life was difficult, that it was hard, you had to struggle. And it was only when I met W. Clement Stone that I literally began to shift my life. When I was working with Stone, he said, I want you to set a goal that's so big that if you achieved it, it would blow your mind. And you would know it's only because of what I've taught you that you would have achieved this goal. Well, at the time, I was making about $8,000 a year. And for some reason, I wanted something that was really measurable. So I said, I want to make $100,000 in a year. And I had no idea how I could do that. I saw no strategy, no possibility. But I just said, I'm going to declare that. I'm going to believe it. I'm going to act as if it's true and release it. And so I did that. And one of the things he taught me was every day to close your eyes and visualize the goal as if it's already achieved. And I had actually made a $100,000 bill that I put on the ceiling. So the first thing I'd see when I woke up, I'd look up and there it was. It would remind me this was my intention. And then I would close my eyes and visualize having this $100,000 a year lifestyle. And interestingly enough, nothing major happened for about 30 days. I didn't have any great breakthrough ideas. No one was offering me more money. And all of a sudden, I was in the shower. It was about 4 weeks into it, and I had a $100,000 idea. It just came right into my head. I had a book I had written, and I said, if I could sell 400,000 copies of my book at a quarter each, that would be $100,000. Now, the book was there, but I never had this thought. And one of the secrets, I think, is that when you have inspired thought, you have to trust it, you have to act on it. Now, I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how I was going to sell 400,000 copies. We'd never done that. And then I saw the National Enquirer at the supermarket. I'd seen that millions of times, and it was just background. And all of a sudden, it jumped out of me as foreground, and I thought, wow, if readers knew about my book, certainly 400,000 people would go out and buy it. And about 6 weeks later, I gave a talk at Hunter College in New York to 600 teachers, and this lady comes up at the end, and she says,
That was a great talk. I'd like to interview you. Let me give you my card.
And I said, who do you write for?
I'm a freelancer, but I sell most of my stuff to the National Enquirer.
And I had this little theme from the Twilight Zone went off in my head. You're like, wow, this stuff's really working. So that article came out, and our book sales started to take off. But the point I want to make is that I was attracting into my life all these different events, including this person. And to make a long story short, I did not make $100,000 that year. We made $92,327. But you think we were like depressed and going, this doesn't work? No, we were going, whoa, this is amazing. And so my wife said to me, wow, if it works for $100,000, you think it'll work for $1 million? And I said, I don't know. I think so. Let's try it. my publisher actually wrote me a check as a royalty check for our first Chicken Soup for the Soul book, and he actually put a smiley face in his signature because it was the first $1 million check he'd ever written. And so I know from my own experience, because I wanted to test it, does this secret really work? And we put it to the test. It absolutely worked. And now I live my life from that every single day.
Well, I can just imagine what a lot of people that are watching this are thinking. And that is, how can I attract more money into my life? How can I get more of the green stuff? How can I get more wealth and prosperity? How can I, when I love my job, deal with the credit card debt that I have, and the realization that maybe there's a ceiling on the money that can come in because it's coming to me through my job? How can I bring in more? Intended. This goes back to one of the things we've been talking about throughout the whole secret. Your job is to declare what you would like to have from the catalog of the universe. Well, if cash is one of them, say how much you would like to have. I would like to have $25,000 unexpected income within the next 30 days, or whatever it happens to be. It should be believable for you.
Most people have a goal of getting out of debt. That'll keep you in debt forever. Whatever you're thinking about, you will attract. You'll say, but it's get out of debt. I don't care if it's get out or get in. If you're thinking debt, you're attracting debt. Set up an automatic debt repayment program and then start to focus on prosperity.
So many times people say to me, well, I'd like to double my income in the next year. But then you look at their actions and they're not doing the things that are going to make that happen. And they'll turn right around and go, well, I can't afford that. Okay, guess what? Your wish is my command.
When you focus on lack and scarcity and what you don't have, you fuss about it with your family, you discuss it with your friends, you tell your children that you don't have enough, we don't have enough for that, we can't afford that. Well, guess what? You'll never be able to afford it because you begin to attract more of what you don't have. If you want abundance, if you want prosperity, then focus on abundance. Focus on prosperity.
When I first understood the secret, I was getting bills every day. I'd get a bunch of bills in the mail, and I thought, how do I turn this around? The law of attraction states that what you focus on, you will get. So I got a bank statement. I whited out the total, and I put a new total in there. I put exactly how much I want to see in the bank. So I thought, what if I just visualize checks coming in the mail? So I just visualize a bunch of checks coming in the mail. Within just 1 month, things started to change. And it's amazing. Today, I just get checks in the mail. I get a few bills, but I get more checks than bills.
I grew up on you have to work hard for money, you have to work hard for money. And so I replaced that with money comes easily and frequently. Now, in the beginning, it feels like a lie, right? There's a part of your brain that will say, oh, you liar, it's hard. So you have to know it's this little tennis match that will go on for a while.
When it comes to creating wealth, wealth is a mindset. It's all about how you think.
I'd say 80% of my coaching that I do in one-on-one with folks is about their psychology and the way they think. And I know when people are listening, they say, oh, well, you can do it, I can't. Every person has the capability to change the way they're in a relationship and conversation with money.
I find so many people who maybe make a tremendous amount of money, but their relationships stink. That's a technical term, by the way. And that's not wealth. It really isn't. You can go after the money and you might get rich, but it doesn't guarantee you'll be wealthy. I'm not suggesting that money isn't a part of wealth. It absolutely is. But it's only a part. And then I meet a lot of people who are quote-unquote spiritual, but they're sick and broke all the time. That's not wealth either. Life is meant to be abundant in all areas.
Many people in Western culture are striving for success. They want the home, they want the business, they want all these outer things. But what we found in our research is that having these outer things does not necessarily guarantee what we really want, which is happiness. So we go for these outer things, thinking they're going to bring us happiness, but it's backwards. You need to go for the inner joy, the inner peace, the inner vision first, and then all of the outer things appear.
The secret means for me actually that we are creators of our universe, and that every wish of what we want to create will manifest in our life. Therefore, it's very important what you wish, what your thoughts are, what your feelings are, because it will manifest. Now, one day I went into somebody's home, and he was an art director of a very famous film producer. And in every corner, he had this beautiful image of a woman, a naked woman dressed with a fabric, kind of doing this, kind of saying, "Oh, I don't look at you, I don't see it," you know. And I said, "I think you have trouble in your romance."
Are you a clairvoyant or something?
No, but look, 7 places you have exactly that woman.
But I love that kind of painting. I painted it myself.
That's even worse, I said, because you put all your creation and your creativity in it. Now, he's this gorgeous looking man. He has all these actresses around him because that's the work he does. He doesn't get romance. So what do you want?
Well, I want to date 3 women a week.
Okay, paint yourself with 3 women and hang it in every corner. 6 months later, I see him in Europe and said, "How is your love life?"
Great. They just call me. They all want to date me.
Because that's your wish.
Now I have like 3 dates a week. They're fighting over me.
Good on you.
But I really want to stabilize a little bit. I want marriage, and I want romance.
Well, paint it, okay? So he painted a beautiful romantic relationship. And a year later, he got married and is very happy. Because he put another wish out. But he wished it in himself for years, but it did not happen. Because his wish could not manifest because the outer level of himself, his house, was just contradicting himself all the time. So if you know this knowledge, you should start playing with it.
Inside relationships, it's important to first understand who's coming into the relationship, and not your partner, but to understand yourself.
How can you ever expect anyone else to enjoy your company if you don't enjoy your own company? And so, again, the law of attraction, or the secret, is about bringing that into your life, and you've got to get really, really clear. Here's the question I would ask you to consider. Do you treat yourself the way that you want other people to treat you?
You become the solution for you. Don't now you owe me and you need to give me more. Instead, give more to yourself. Take time off to give to yourself, in a sense, to fill yourself up to fullness, where now you can overflow in giving.
I got into many relationships expecting my partner to show me my beauty because I didn't see my own beauty. See, when I was growing up, my heroes or my she-ros were the Bionic Woman, Wonder Woman, or Charlie's Angels. And while they're wonderful, they didn't look like me. It wasn't until I fell in love with Lisa, my mocha skin, my full lips, my round hips, my curly hair. It wasn't until that moment that I fell in love with me that the rest of the world was able to fall in love with me as well.
There's something so magnificent about you. I have been studying me for 44 years. I want to kiss myself. Because you're going to get to love yourself. I'm not talking about conceit. I'm talking about a healthy respect for yourself. And as you love yourself, you'll love others.
In relationships, we're so used to complaining about other people. My coworkers are so difficult to work with. My husband makes me so mad. Children are so lazy. It's always focusing on the other person. For relationships to really work, we need to focus on what we appreciate about the other person, not what we're complaining about. When we're complaining about those things, we're only getting more of those things. Even if you're having a really hard time in a relationship, things aren't working, you're not getting along, someone's in your face, you still can turn that relationship around. Take a piece of paper and for the next 30 days, once a day, sit down and write all the things that you appreciate about that person. Think about all the reasons that you love them. You appreciate their sense of humor. You appreciate how supportive they are. And what you'll find is that when you focus on appreciating and acknowledging their strengths, that's what you'll get more of. And the problems will fade away. We cannot control other people, no matter how hard we try. So what you'll find is if somebody's come home in a bad mood, and you're actually in a good mood, you'll find yourself in a different place from them in that moment. We create our own happiness through the law of attraction.
Oftentimes, you give others the opportunity to create your happiness. And many times, they fail to create it the way you want it. Why? Because only one person can be in charge of your joy, of your bliss, and that's you. So even as a parent, as a child, as a spouse, even the people closest to you, they do not have the control to create your happiness. Your joy lies within you.
It's important to recognize that our body is really the product of our thoughts. We're beginning to understand in medical science the degree to which the nature of thoughts and emotions actually determines the physical substance and structure and function of our bodies.
We've known in the healing arts of a placebo effect. A placebo is something that supposedly has no impact and no effect on the body, like a sugar pill or something. You tell the patient that this is just as effective, and what happens is the placebo has the same effect, if not greater effect, than sometimes the medication is supposed to be designed for that effect. So they found out that the human mind is the biggest factor in the healing arts, more so than sometimes the medication. If somebody is in a situation where they're sick and they have an alternative to try to explore what is in their mind creating it versus using medicine, if it's an acute situation that could really bring death to them, then obviously the medicine is a wise thing to do while they explore what the mind is about. So you don't want to negate medicine. Every form of healing has a place.
The universe is a masterpiece of abundance, good health, and well-being. When you open yourself up to feel the abundance of the universe, you'll experience the wonder, the joy, the bliss. You'll experience all the great things that the universe has for you. Good health, good wealth, good nature. When you shut yourself off with negative thoughts, you'll feel the discomfort, you'll feel the aches, you'll feel the pain. You'll feel as if every day is painful to get through.
You know people who have had terminal disease. Stop and think of the word dis-ease. Hyphenate the word. That's a body that's not at ease.
We've got 1,000 different diagnoses and disease out there. They're just the weak link. They're all the result of one thing: stress. And you put enough stress on the chain, you put enough stress on the system, and one of the links breaks.
Our physiology creates disease to give us feedback, to let us know we have an imbalanced perspective and we're not loving and we're not grateful. So the body's signs and symptoms are not something terrible.
The question that's frequently asked is when a person has manifested a disease in their body temple or some kind of discomfort in their life, through the power of right thinking, can it be turned around? And the answer is absolutely yes.
On November 23rd, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I truly believed in my heart, with my strong faith, that I was already healed. During the day, all day long, I would just say, thank you for my healing. On and on and on I went, thank you for my healing. I believed in my heart I was healed. I saw myself as if cancer was never in my body. One of the things I did to heal myself was to watch very funny movies. That's all we would do, is just laugh, laugh, laugh. We couldn't afford to put any stress in my life because we knew stress was one of the worst things you can do while you're trying to heal yourself. From the time I was diagnosed, which was November 23rd, to the time I was healed totally was approximately 3 months. And that's without radiation and chemotherapy.
Well, we come with a basic program. It's called self-healing. You get a wound, it grows back together. You get a bacterial infection, the immune system comes and takes care of those bacteria and heals it up. The immune system is made to heal itself.
Disease cannot live in a body that's in a healthy emotional state. Your body is casting off millions of cells every second, and it's creating millions of new cells.
In fact, literally, parts of our body are replaced every day. Other parts take a few months, other parts a couple of years. But within a few years, we have a brand new physical body.
If you have a disease and you're focusing on it and you're talking to people about it, you're going to create more disease cells. See yourself living in a perfectly healthy body. Let the doctor look after the disease.
You have two people, both stricken with something. If one chooses to focus on joy, they choose to live in possibility. They choose to live in hopefulness. They focus on all the reasons why they should be joyful and grateful. Then you have the second person. Same diagnosis, but they choose to focus on the disease. They focus on the pain. They focus on the woe is me.
When a person is completely focused on what's wrong in their symptoms, they will perpetuate it. The healing will not occur until they shift their attention from being sick to being well, because that's the law of attraction.
Happier thoughts lead to essentially a happier biochemistry, a happier, healthier body. Negative thoughts, stress, has been shown to seriously degrade the body and the functioning of the brain, because it's our thoughts and emotions that are continuously reassembling, reorganizing, recreating our body.
Remove physiological stress from the body, and the body does what it was designed to do. It heals itself.
I've seen kidneys regenerated. I've seen cancer dissolved. I've seen eyesight improve and come back.
I always say that incurable means curable from within.
You can change your life, and you can heal yourself.
Well, my story begins on March 10, 1981. It really changed my whole life. It was a day I'll never forget. I crashed an airplane. I ended up in the hospital completely paralyzed. My spinal cord was crushed. I broke the first and second cervical vertebrae. My swallowing reflex was destroyed. I couldn't eat or drink. My diaphragm was destroyed. I couldn't breathe. All I could do was blink my eyes. The doctor, of course, said all my life I'd be a vegetable. All I'd do is blink my eyes the rest of my life. That's the picture they saw of me, but it didn't matter what they thought. The main thing was what I thought. I picture myself being a normal person again, working out of that hospital. The only thing I had to work with in the hospital was my mind. And as long as you have your mind, you can put things back together again. I was hooked to a respirator, and they said I'd never breathe on my own again because my diaphragm was destroyed. But this little voice kept saying to me, breathe deep, breathe deep. Find out what's mean from it. They were the lost for explanation. See, I could not afford to allow anything to come in my mind that would distract me from my goal and from my vision. Well, I set a goal to walk out of the hospital on Christmas. That was my goal. Months later, I walked out of the hospital on my own 2 feet. They said it couldn't be done. That's a day I will never forget. For people that are sitting out there right now watching this program that are hurting, if I wanted to sum up my life and sum up for people what they can do in life, I would sum it up this way in 6 words. Man becomes what he thinks about.
All right, y'all. Let me make my way back. Hey, there I am. And Corey's in the back eating Chinese food. So I hope that y'all have already started your boards. I'm not anywhere near. I cut first and then I go. But my board right now, and the diamonds were asking what affirmations I was using and talking about. So I wanted to share the ones that I'm putting on my board. My board typically ends up more affirmations than it does actual stuff, just because where I am trying to manifest. You know, I want to attract, like you saw, I want to attract more positive things, more positive thoughts. I know the experiences will come from that. So I still do have, like, you know, the vacations and stuff like that I cut out. And, you know, we want to get a second home and have cool vacations and stuff like that. But you'll notice that my board represents words a lot. So for anyone that follows me on Facebook, a big thing that God gave to me this year is that I need to be bold. And that's like the first thing I saw as I was cutting, so it goes right in the center. My calling to be a healer. You know, I am in love with healing people, being able to influence and to help people grow. My best friend texted me randomly last year, and she was like, "You should be a life coach." And I was like, "You're right, but I kind of already am." So I'm accepting that over my life, that in 2016, I'm owning that I am a life coach, and I love It Works because it's through It Works. I don't have to do anything different, be anything different. This business allows for me to love who I am and who I was called to be. I am going to any length. I'm going ambassador. So any length, and that reminds me that no matter what, and I just started putting on here that my goal is to feed millions, to be able to give back. So that's what I'm working on so far. Do y'all have some boards? Did y'all do anything yet? Can I see something? Y'all want to tell them something? I got Skittles. That's a side note, but how y'all feeling? Good? Thumbs up? Y'all good? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Oh, okay. So you said you asked about boards, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, so when did we do our very first vision board party? It was in April.
Yeah.
All right. So,
no.
Wait, what? I missed it. What happened?
No, Corey left. I said yes because truthfully, I don't know. I was gonna say yes because it sounds good.
You were just gonna roll with it.
Yes.
All right. So I have my board that I started back then, and then I did a Baltimore team vision board party, and I added to it, and then I added to it right now. So just sharing that to say that, like, because one of the girls on my team was like, well, I just did a board, so I'm gonna sit this out. And my response was that I suggest you tune in because visions never stop expanding. So what I've done is I continue to add to my board, and I'm glad that I did because you gave me a lot of insight today when you said, well, what do you think about when you want to quit? Well, what do you think about when, you know, to keep your team going? So I'll share with my board some things my board already had on there, and I cut out some new things real quick, so I'll trying to figure out the best way to show it here. Well, let me just show the new things that I picked out because this is gonna be hard. All right, so I cut out this word says legend, so that inspires me to, and it's crazy because when you said, well, what's going to inspire you to keep going when your team wants to quit? And I was like, legendary came to mind. And then I'm in the magazine and I saw the word legend. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. So I want to really help people with like generational wealth and create legends for their family. So like this word inspires me to keep going for my team. And then Also, this word says sisters because I really admire the bond and the relationship that I've gotten with my team. So, that's something that inspires me to keep going. So when I look at the board and I see this word, it inspires me to keep pushing and keep building with my team because I really appreciate the bond that we have, especially because I was raised as an only child and I wasn't raised around a lot of children and stuff. So I appreciate the connection that we have. And then this says, moms don't take sick days.
Hey.
And most of my team are moms, which is crazy because I'm not a mom, so I learn a lot from them. But this inspires me to help my team because they are creating something for their children. So this inspires me to continue to empower them. So a lot of mine are words that I cut out today because, like you, I'm at the point where I'm looking for affirmations and I'm trying to manifest things. But I do have a lot of pictures on my board already. So I don't know, how people can see it, but so I don't know how clear y'all can see that, but
I can see pretty well.
Okay, so as y'all know, I'm a makeup artist, so this is one of my role model of makeup artists. So when I look at that, I just visualize me being in the space I want to be with that. Of course, I have the income chart here with the different ranks because it starts at double because that's my next promotion, and it goes up to ambassador because I want to help my team do that too. And then freedom is right above that. But I've been just adding to this, so it has a lot of different things that just really not just pictures of what I want, but things that are going to inspire me to go after what I want.
Gotcha. I love it. I actually wish I could have expanded on my old board, but hey, everything happens for a reason. So I'm excited that I had to start from scratch and I can kind of keep a map of, but I really, really wanted to do that, to have that dream. I was talking to Corey's aunt earlier because she loved vision boards too, and she was saying how she actually will take stuff off her board as her vision changes.
Oh, that's cool. I like what they did on that because his was like a thumbtack board. Yeah. So I want to do something like that too. And I'm definitely putting $1 on my ceiling.
Where's my fourth? There's 4 in here. Excuse me.
Is that a snack for me?
Where's the 4th one? I had 3. Where's the 4th one? Hello? Did you eat?
Oh, of course not.
What happened to it?
Of course I didn't eat that. I don't eat that.
Stole my damn Reese's. Okay. So first off, middle finger to Chris. I'll tell you why in a second. All right. So look, mine is in progress because Trish brought all these girly magazines.
Uh-oh.
It was all women magazines, so it was really hard for me to find stuff in these girly magazines about my fashion and my new sweaty women abs and stuff like that. So this is what I got.
Don't you give it?
So let me turn this up because you guys don't show people status. All right.
What?
Stop. All right. So I got Be the Change.
What's that?
I got number 1.
Wait.
I got. I'm about to. I got Drive. I got Energy. And then I got. This came in my fortune cookie tonight. This says that great prosperity is at your fingertips.
My fortune cookie said that I was gonna start a new relationship this year.
You gotta throw that shit away. I got Brave New Day. You really said that?
Yes, it did.
Man, fuck that shit. And then I got Costa Rica right here.
We can't. They can't really see. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, they can't see. Oh, hey y'all. Oh, that's better. I got Costa Rica right here. I got Brave New Digs. I got my fortune cookie, which was good. Not that bullshit Trees had. I got Confidence. I got Confidence that her cookie was BS. I got Energy. I got Drive. Because if she try to actualize that, I'm gonna drive off a cliff.
Corey, no.
I got number 1, and I got Be the Change.
You didn't say what it meant. I said what is it?
No, I'm getting right to it. I'm getting right to it. So, for me to go ambassador, I had to have some confidence, right? Because that's it's kind of scary in a sense. I have to give it energy, and I have to have my drive. So these three things are all in alignment with each other. But first, before anything, I have to be the change. So if I want to inspire others to be great, I have to be the change myself. And I am obsessed with being number one because 2 is not a winner and 3 nobody remembers. What does it take to be number one? And then I have Brave New Digs, and I have Costa Rica. So Brave New Digs is like our new home, and also a new person. Yeah, and then Costa Rica because Tiffany went there and told us about it, and Trish wanted to go there, and Southwest flies there, and we really like Southwest.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Hey, oh wait.
Chris texted me and was like, he was like, "Whoa, no carbs or sugars for the bust that gut challenge."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "I know Chinese food got carbs." And I told him, I was like, "Yo, I can't start until I get home because like everything has just been out of whack here." And then he took a picture of me eating food. So then I sent him a middle finger.
That's not a very nice story. So let me see. Do we have any dream boards that we can share? I don't know if anyone hashtags it. I'd love to see your boards if you have some before we wrap up. And I just want y'all to know that I am in a part of Florida where my internet and Wi-Fi has been really sad. So
it's whack out here, son.
Yeah.
Now Chris is sending me my own gifts.
He turned it on you.
Yeah, but little do you know, I got some.
Okay, I wanted to share my board. I just needed Harmony to turn it down.
I thought you talking. I was like, I don't want to interrupt her.
Yeah, cause she. Okay, so my board. I don't know. For those who don't know, I have a slight case of OCD. So I just have to, stuff has to be in order for me. Like, I can't let it be all over the place. So I actually section mine off. So I have like 3. This is so hard. I couldn't sit on the floor no more, y'all. So I had to get up here. No. But I like sectioned it off into 3 sections. So the pink paper is about like me and like relationships. The green paper is all like money like goals, wealth like goals, that kind of stuff. And then the orange is like personal development. So I'll start over here since I'm over here. On the orange side, I won't go over every single thing, but this is basically like y'all can see right in the middle. It says snapback, and that's a picture of me before I had Harmony, before she was even thought about, because y'all just don't understand how real the snapback about to be.
I am so excited.
And I actually have, when Ashley said it, it was so crazy. Look at the top right there. I have the exact same quote about moms. Yeah, that moms don't take sick days. I was like, yo, she's not a mom. Why'd she say that? And then she explained this, how I got it. Yeah. So I have this guy right here. For those who don't know about the 7 chakras, that's about balancing the 7 chakras. You know, me and Treese talked about that already. And then I have like a lot of quotes, and these are actually all from The Secret. So I have ask, believe, receive, think positive, gratitude, and visualize. Whatever we think about and think about, we bring about.
Yes.
These were like my favorites that I put on here, and then I put this hot mom because I just thought that was, yeah, that's like the goal right there. Okay, mama. And then for my It Works goals, I'm gonna move quickly because Harmony's sleepy. Okay. But Tracy had, for those who don't know, Tracy had the diamonds and above write ourselves checks that we want by March 31st. So I actually printed mine out and put it right here at the top.
You see that?
That's my triple diamond, making 10 grand a month.
Yeah, big man. I'm Tiana Adams. You can pay this out.
It's signed by Mark Pentecost. So, and then I have my congrats triple diamond, and I wrote March 31st on here. And then I have my favorite car in the whole world, just the BMW X6. I'm manifesting that. Yeah. And then I have a savings goal of $50,000 by the end of the year. So that's my end of the year goal. And then, of course, being debt free. And then over here, last but not least, passion you can taste. Like, I put this right at the top because one of the things that I really admire about Treese and Corey is that I noticed that y'all don't just have a passion for what you do, but you have like a passion for people, and it's literally something that you can taste. So when I saw it, I thought about y'all. And so that's why that's Harmony, stop. See, it's almost time to go. I put some affirmations on here. You are smart. You deserve everything you want. Happier than ever. Just, yeah, stuff. Because Harmony not feeling it no more.
I'm sorry, Harmony. We know it's late. It's late for me.
You want to say hi at least since you being mean?
Hi, Corey.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Hi, Harmony.
I'm not thinking about Harmony. Did you see Ashley?
Money team. She know how to say money team, y'all.
She told my baby money team.
We play peekaboo and we do money team. That's what we do.
Yo, where Red Glasses at? She still there?
Yeah, she right here.
What's up, yo?
You over here writing the whole time.
Still here.
All right, good.
That's what you call her?
Yeah, call her Red Glasses.
Okay.
That's what I do with like the lenses.
Yeah, that's Corey. What they had a Corey. I'm so done.
Yeah, Indiana, there's no place like Indiana. There's no place like Indiana.
I can't make him.
Corey is hilarious. But yeah, I wrote down some more stuff too that I wanted to like go print out. I couldn't find any magazines that weren't like a ridiculous price to me. And they didn't have any that I liked at the library. So I'm gonna just use the school's printer tomorrow. And yeah, I'm just print me off some stuff and add it on here.
I'm excited. Well, take a picture. Yeah. Please don't forget when you're done. Mine is just getting started. I just got a little bit of stuff to you. I really am excited about this when they get all filled out and cute. Oh, y'all slow it up. Well,
I muted because she was talking. It's Kai turn.
It is. You finished your board, Kai? I see her, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're so quiet. You're so mute.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh no, and it's moving slow for me too. I wonder if my page.
Okay.
No, it cut off when I was doing Cordisha call, and then I re-upped it, so we got another 24 hours. That jump was like, what happened?
Hey, Kai.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. I'm sorry. I saw your mouth moving real slow, but it wasn't.
I didn't take it off of mute. I forgot it was on mute. But I have the same pictures that I went over earlier when we started. Let me see how I can do this. This is hard.
You're so small and cute.
I have success, and then it has all the things that it takes to be successful. So it has mentor, motivate, coach, inspire, teach, teamwork, vision, lead, and mentor. And then one of my goals is to retire my mom. So it says I told a few people who told a few people who told a few people, and before you know it, I was able to retire my mom. I have my dream house, which has a fire pit outside and some chairs. I have Pray. I have Tiana Taylor with her abs because my goal is to get my body right this year. I have Dash. I have a diamond there, and then I have joined the VIP club below.
Yep, happening.
I have ambassador diamond bonus. I have an airplane because I like to travel. I have a lady doing somebody's hair because I want my own hairstylist one day. I have a resort to Jamaica because I want to be able to take my family to resort in Jamaica. That's all of our dream. I have a quote that says, do small things with great love." So it's mostly about me being able to give back to others.
Okay.
I have a lady folding clothes, a maid, because I hate to fold clothes and I have like piles of clothes. So, and I have my dream car, which is a G-Wagon.
G-Wagon. I
Read
can't wait to get in your car. You're taking me everywhere. Right?
read the Bible more this year and just read books on leadership.
Oh yes. This is so cute. You put it on a background that already had inspirational words, right?
It had Dream Big on it.
I like that. So you bought something that was like your motivational board to be. So like you bought it and you enhanced it. That's so smart. She's such a smart cookie. Such a smart cookie. Well, thank y'all for sharing. I have a last minute closing out thing because I really like this. So Jill Scott, y'all know it's the bomb. I love Jill Scott, right? So Jill Scott did an interview and she coming back. She was I hate when artists that I love go into tunnel holes and like they like burrow themselves and you don't hear from them for years. But Jill's back and she did an interview and I want to read this to y'all, right? So I'm gonna go back to me. And her interview was about womaning up, so man up, woman up, either one, and what being grown means, right? So she said being grown means that you make decisions on your life based off of what you want, not what you need. And to Jill, being an official woman or man is making decisions with a big picture in mind rather than what you want at the moment. And while she admits that being, young is awesome, crazy, wild, and beautiful, being a adult, a woman, a man is so much more fulfilling, right? So she challenged the interviewer was a woman, so she challenged the woman to woman up. So I'm going to challenge you guys tonight to man up or woman up. Reflect on your pain. So right now you guys have been able to dream your vision, but there will be something that weighs you down if you don't address it. So perhaps as you're putting this together, like we kind of heard in The Secret, there may be thoughts that you think that are reoccurring that tell you can't do it. And that could be a voice from someone that you love, a parent, a family member. It could be the voice of someone you love. It could be the voice of a friend or someone you respect. It could just be from, picking it up from your environment. But there are sometimes things that have held us back. So I want you guys to write this down. In addition to your boards, I want you guys to also take the time, not today, this week, and focus on one person who you feel the relationship has kept you from getting what you want. The thoughts that you've had, the feelings that you got from that relationship, that is what scarred you the most, have slowed you up the most, who made you second guess yourself the most. And I want you to write that person a letter. I don't want you to give it to them because if y'all get shot, I can't fight them. Okay? But just write it out. So I want you to write the letter, and I want you to write these 4 sentences to start it off with, and I want you to run from there. The first sentence is, I felt disappointed when you did blank. I felt humiliated that you did blank. I felt disbelief when you blank. And I felt disrespected by your blank. So once you get yourself and get it all out of your system, just write it out. And I want you to, once you get through that paragraph, I want you to write a new paragraph, right? And with this new paragraph, I want you to address it to yourself. So, dear Patrice, dear Corey, and I want you to write a second paragraph that has the following things. Because I want you to begin every sentence with, I hold myself accountable for. And just, again, start with these couple things and just write it out and run with it. I hold myself accountable for not being more forward about this. Like, I hold myself accountable for not asking more questions about blank. I hold myself accountable for trusting this person with blank. I hold myself accountable for not protecting myself by blank. And just by doing that, it's going to help you guys to take your life back. You know, there are so many thoughts, feelings, people, places that hold us captive that when we dream, we feel like it's not really that realistic or that we can't get it. It's just a dream. That's why I really want to call it a vision board, because this is what's going to happen. But in order for you guys to really get there, you really want to get out of your system all those negative thoughts that you guys heard in The Secret, that they circle around too many times in your head. Is going to bring it right back to your life. So we want to repel all of the negative, get it all out of your system, be done with it. Be done with whatever it was. It wasn't true. Whoever told you you can't wasn't right. Whoever told you you won't is wrong. And whoever told you you're not good enough is a liar. So we're going to decide right now that we're worth all of this. It doesn't even matter. And that as you continue to finish your boards, you put them together with faith. Because you can put everything you want on that board, but if you don't believe in it, it won't ever happen. But it's going to happen for you. It will happen to you because you're going to believe it to be so. So excited. It's 11 o'clock our time. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Thank you to the Diamonds who shared with us tonight. Thanks for the movie night. I enjoy hanging out with y'all. And we will see y'all next time. Good night. Let me know how everything goes. I want to see your finished boards and stuff, too. So, all that. Okay, bye.